We're live. What's good, Ohio Cannabis Report family? It's your boy Gerald Moore Jr. back with another episode. Tonight we're going to do a late night session. I just picked up a pack from the dispensary. So my plug wasn't able to come through. So sometimes, you got to do what you got to do. So I went to the dispensary and I saw that Pac-Man Jones just released some new product. So I went ahead and picked it up. So I'm going to do this as a part of my Athletes in Cannabis partnership, or Athletes in Cannabis collab as well, because I do have another brand, another media platform called Athletes in Cannabis, where we talk about all things sports and cannabis. And so obviously Pac-Man Jones, if you know Pac-Man, if you don't know, Pac-Man Jones is a retired NFL cornerback. He played with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I believe he played with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if he played with any other teams, but I do know he was pretty monumental in on the Bengals defense. So he's been known to be a cannabis advocate. A lot of athletes, a lot of NFL players consume cannabis. Unfortunately, right now, the way their CBA is set up, none of them can promote or invest in cannabis while they're playing. They have reduced the rules around cannabis drug testing in the NFL, but there's still a lot to be done when it comes to that. So again, in our program so far, we have Heisman, which is Ricky Williams' brand, and they are through Buckeye Relief. Troy Smith just released a brand with Heisman as well under Buckeye Relief. This Pac-Man 24 is through King City Gardens. And then I got the Donkey OG, which is an indica leaning. It has limonene, caryophyllene, myrcene. They had it on sale too. I got it at Sapphire for like $16. Let me show y'all what it looked like. Also, just a quick disclaimer that this is not in partnership with any of the people I've mentioned, any of the companies. This is also for entertainment and educational purposes only. I live in a legal state. None of this is for sale, only for personal consumption. That's what it looked like. I mean, it's pretty sticky. I mean, it's cured pretty good. Let's see the date. Harvested on 7/23/25, packaged on 9/3/25. So it was packaged about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I don't have no lighter on me though, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Right back. All right, we back. Let me go get the torch. So let me see what this. So that's that pack 24. It smells good for sure. Smell good. Got a little sticky to it. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of obviously dispensary weed. This was a last second purchase because my homie wasn't able to come through today, which is the one thing, when it comes to the cannabis industry, like, obviously I'm all for folks doing it on the legacy market. But the only thing about the legacy market is accessibility. You know what I mean? Like if you're a one-man army, a one-man show, like, and I need tree at this particular time and you ain't able to meet up, I could go to the dispensary. It's just like food, right? Like, if I don't feel like cooking, well, I can go to the grocery store. I can go to, a restaurant or something like that. So, um, again, I try to support, my local growers. But sometimes you just got to go to the dish bowl. So I did see they had this. So I got this, and then I got this select King Louis vape. Pretty smooth hit. Pretty tasty. Like I said, I'm not a huge, like I want to support good brands. I want to support brands that want to move and expand the industry. So obviously, I mean, having Pac-Man Jones, having some of these celebrities come and endorse and get involved in the industry is cool. But obviously, a lot of them is just in it for the money, right? This is just another lane for them to make some more money for their brand, right? And they're capitalists. But again, if you're a citizen in Ohio, we have to understand that we have to do things for the whole community, right? And so that's my thing. We need expansion, we need craft grow, we need tier 3, we need more dispensaries, we need more education, more awareness around cannabis for a myriad of reasons. So again, it's expansion, it's growth, and I got a little birdie today that told me some of the dispensary or some of the cannabis industry owners might be thinking about a lawsuit against the state. What for? I don't know. I would assume marketing, advertising. There's a lot of different issues going on in the state of Ohio when it comes to legalization and expanding. Obviously, we are legal right now. We do have home grow. We do have medical. We do have adult use. I did see somebody post, I guess, that there is a hearing for intoxicating hemp coming up. Let me see. Soiled Obsession. My guy Josh just posted this. If I can see that. There's a hearing coming up. Let's see. So I'll see if I can look that up in a minute. So again, there's issues. The issues that they have with intoxicating hemp is that obviously it's being sold at gas stations, corner stores, head shops, shit like that. And so obviously all of these places aren't carding everybody. So kids are getting access. I would say probably teenagers. They say kids, they throw around the word kids very loosely, but it's probably 17-year-olds, right? All of us aren't that far removed. At least I'm not, right? I'm 36. So I know obviously teenagers are going to get into shit. But I think that should be the responsibility of the store owners, right? Like I shouldn't have to be in trouble for some shit that a fucking person that runs a company, he's not carding people. Take his license away, take his business, like charge him. Don't disrupt the whole community because of them. Oh, well, kids are getting edible. Okay, deal with the parent. Some of us are parents and our kids do not get into our cannabis because we put it up. I mean, you have a gun, you don't just have your gun just laying around when you got 3 or 4 or 5-year-olds laying around. I mean, running around. Obviously, some people do. But again, everybody's circumstances are different. And we have to have empathy. We have to have some form of like, some people are living fucked up. Some people don't have community. Some people don't have family members to help them. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of reasons why shit happens. And I think what I've noticed in Ohio is like we just like to fucking lump shit in. And it's like, no, what's the deeper meaning? What's the deeper issues around some of these issues? Obviously there's the gun issue, right? Like, but America loves fucking guns. That's what America's been built on, is fucking guns. But I think with more cannabis, people will be more relaxed. Everybody's so tense. First thing people want to do when they get in an argument is go get the fucking gun. Like, most dudes can't even fight. Like, that's why people run to the gun, because most people can't fight. Most men, 50% of men can't fight. More than 50%, probably more than like 90% of men can't fight. Mano y mano, without a gun, without a knife, without anything. Put them up. Put them up, put them up. And most dudes ain't really got it. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. It's good smoke. But yeah, let me headphones on. And go ahead, send some comments. I see somebody in here. I just wanted to go live because it's been a couple days since I've done a live on the channel. I don't want to leave y'all hanging. I'll get to some news articles here soon. I know it's late night, but I like to keep the content rolling, even if it's a little bit. Oh, I haven't done anything since old boy got popped either. Obviously, that's fucking crazy. That was crazy to see. I mean, it should happen in the hood every day. So that was it's definitely been an interesting few days. Seeing how his wife ain't even taking no time to grieve, that shit's weird. Like, your man just got popped in front of everybody, and you all, what? Did she cry? She don't even look like she cried. Where the kids at? I thought they had babies. Your babies is wondering where the fuck they dad coming home. You know what I mean? So the whole shit is wild. And then Buddy 31. They said he worth 12 million from podcasting. Like, I didn't even know who dude was, honestly. Like, I had seen clips. I had seen clips of him. What's the dude? Fuentes, Candace Owens. But like, I didn't really look into that shit, honestly. Like, you see people talking online and yelling and talking crazy. And I've been around enough white people. Like, something a little off here. And I went to white private schools most of my life. So that shit is just weird. But again, these are the sign of the times. Obviously, Jimmy Kimmel then took Jimmy Kimmel offline. But traditional media is dying anyway. But as Americans, we're gonna have to come together locally. What I've noticed is the internet, social media, obviously, it drives these narratives. It's controlled by these, crazy rich billionaire white dudes who are controlling the algorithm. They're leveraging the data. They're altering certain things. And so there are these echo chambers that are within our culture right now. But one thing I've noticed, man, like when you really get around people in space and in community, most people want the same thing. Most people want, to feel valued. Most people want to work, and feel like their work matters. Most people want to spend time with their family, be able to go shopping, be able to go out to eat, put food on the table. There's little things. And I feel like a lot of people, those things aren't happening right now for a lot of people. And a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about it. You know what I mean? Like work, everybody's passion now has to become their work. on top of doing some shit that you don't want to do for pennies on the dollar. Um, so I get it, man. Um, but these are also great times. Like when things are uncertain, you know what I mean? This is also where like greatness is formed. You know what I mean? Like who is going to rise out of this, right? And have a story to tell. Who's going to rise out of this and create a business? Who's going to rise out of this and create something that is going to catapult us into another, dimension, right? Like it's past time. You know what I mean? A lot of folks are living very low level, low vibrational lives in America. Like America's very low vibration, super low. Like you can't be racist, you can't be sexist, you can't be all of this shit. Be hateful, be spiteful, be just nasty. Like it's just nasty. Like hearing Buddy, like seeing all the clips of Buddy and just seeing like why. Like I'm trying to figure out like what did people do to y'all? Especially if y'all be living in these all white towns, these all white communities where you don't see black people, where you don't need black people. Why do you care? It makes absolutely no sense. Just fall off the face of the earth. Like if these people, if you're so much better than these people, if these people are dirty, if these people are ignorant, stupid, can't read, lazy, leave them alone. Like clearly they're offending you, right? Clearly something that they're doing is getting under your skin. Um, and again, you can't talk about black people without talking and discussing the entirety of the history of American descendants of slaves in this country. You can't say or expect a whole group of people to just rise out of the ashes after 400 years of slavery. And you got Jim Crow, and then you got the war on drugs. You got all of these other things that have been put on top of slavery. On top of we still ain't get our check. On top of we still ain't get our land. And we still doing better than a lot of y'all. I ain't gonna go there though, but there's some good smoke. It's might have been some of the best smoke I've ever had so far. And I do need my brand, my strain though. I think I'm ready for my strain though. I'm just got to figure out which cultivator I want to go with. But I need a cultivator in Ohio for my strain. I want to do an all-American strain. Ohio, you know what I mean? I'm an Ohio all-American, you know what I mean? Like I need my own shit. I want my own cultivator, but I ain't got 50 M's right now. I do not have 50 M's. Let me see. We're going to look up some news real quick. Now, again, Ohio definitely has its flaws with this cannabis industry, There's a lack of transparency. Obviously, we don't know. Products are remediated. We don't know, a lot of different things going on. Which again, the people, the citizens, the patients have to hold these cultivators and these processors and these dispensaries accountable. It's like anything else. You have to hold Coca-Cola, Pepsi responsible. You have to hold the government responsible. You got to hold these big corporations and these executives and CEOs accountable. Like y'all be so quick to hold somebody that's on the same level as you as more accountable than the person with millions of dollars. And it's sad because like that's the problem in the United States is like a lot of people think that they're going to be able to make it to becoming a millionaire. A lot of people think they're going to hit the lottery. You're not. Even if you do hit the lottery, most people that hit the lottery go bankrupt because again, you don't have no self-control. You don't have financial literacy. You don't have, the understanding of money. Yeah, you hit the lottery for 50 million, but you don't understand you're only going to get 20 million. And then everybody's gonna come out of the woodwork as soon as they know you won. And then you're buying everything cash, retail price. So a lot of people, you get money, and that's why I'm thankful. Like I didn't make it to the NFL because even though I think I was mature enough and responsible enough, I understand that, even if you are responsible enough, like there's still so many things. You still have money where you like, yo, I'm gonna go spend 10 bands on this because I can. I got 400,000 in the bank. What is 10 bands to 400,000? Everything paid off. Car paid for, house paid for. What's 10,000? As soon as I play that first game, that $1 million check gonna clear. That what 100,000 a game or something like that. 200,000. Like it's crazy. So people gotta understand, man. It's America is a very capitalism is a very diabolical thing. People go hit on the numbers at the casino, still be broke as a joke. Still got to go to the same back-breaking job. You got a little bit of extra cash. You bought a nice car. You still about to be working. Like the goal is to not fucking have to work for nobody. Like just think about that. You don't got to work for nobody. You don't have to answer to nobody if you don't want to. You don't got to pick up the phone. Them emails. Yeah. I'll get to it when I get to it. Somebody else will handle that. My assistant got it. You know what I mean? Like, what? And the money still just be flowing. Like, just think about an NFL owner. Just think about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones don't got to show up to work. This man chooses. We don't even know what Jerry Jones do outside of the Cowboys. That's not all his money. Most of his money came from oil. But he don't talk about oil. He talk about them Cowboys. That's his play money. And people just go. $200 for a ticket. $70 for a jersey. $100 for a jersey. Concessions, crazy. Parking, crazy. The motherfuckers just eating that shit up. And that's what's sad about America is that motherfuckers would be poor and struggling and then be like, oh, I got to get my baby to a game. And that baby think he got a shot at making it to the NFL and he ain't got no shot. Because people don't really understand like how political sports is. Like sports is so political. There's a reason they fly. There's a reason you do the national anthem. There's a reason they fly planes over the game. There's a reason why they have military there. There's a reason they have JROTC at college campuses. It is all indoctrination into the system. Plus, these games are so powerful economically for the state in the city that they have to ensure that these games go off without a hitch. Outside of, like obviously a thunderstorm or something like that. But you gotta understand, like one game, $1 billion for the economy. If these football games don't go on, think about it. If one day the players just said, fuck it, we boycott. And that's what I think these athletes need to do and these football players. I know I ain't nobody. I did try out for the Oakland Raiders in 2013. Been long retired from football. Don't really watch it that much anymore. You know what I mean? I engage every now and again. But from my perspective, from what I see what's going on with the NFL athletes, and the reason they don't do it is because their shelf life isn't that long. You know what I mean? The league average is 4 years in the NFL. Some guys know that. You know what I mean? So you got to get the good You gotta get that money while you can. And guys don't want to sacrifice, right? Like you've been working for this moment your entire life. You've been working to make it to this mountaintop for your entire life, and you want me to turn around for the collective and be like, y'all not paying us enough. We can make some money, but y'all ain't. Because I think the NFL players, I mean, from what I know, they have one of the worst collective bargaining agreements. You know what I mean? Compared to like the NBA, the MLB, like your big, and the NFL is the biggest, and then you have I don't probably MLB, then NBA. So in terms of money, in terms of revenue, in terms of like in America power, like stadium size, commercials, TV deals, obviously you have college football. The players are not splitting the revenue. Like the NBA players split the revenue. So jersey sales, ticket sales, I believe, media rights. The NBA players are splitting that money with the league. The NFL players are not doing that. They don't have a revenue share model. So you think about it, it's like, bro, like, yeah, you might see Justin Jefferson, 100 something million. Who else just got 100 something million? Cheetah got 90 million. But you think about like everybody not getting them big paydays. That's only your top 1%. What about your guy like that's number 49 on the roster? What about your guy that's number 40 on the roster? You know what I mean? Like those guys get lost in the shuffle real quick and then end up having to go get a regular job. You know what I mean? Like, and that's crazy. Like to say that you went pro in football and then when you're done, still have to go get another job, like out of necessity. That's crazy. And that was one of the reasons why I was cool with like not making it to the league. Like once I got there, tried out, had a good tryout, shit didn't go right, or the business is the business. I got cut with alongside a handful of dudes. Didn't get no calls from the other teams. Said, bet, I'm done. My career's over. I had a great college career. Never thought I was gonna make it to the NFL. Like, who the fuck really thinks you're gonna make it to the NFL? Like, that shit's a fucking long shot. Like, yeah, of course, you believe in yourself, but actually getting there and putting on the fucking pads and being at the fucking facility, like, what? Is this fucking real life? Like, pinch me. I did this shit. So yeah, having the experience, amazing. But once you realize the business behind it, once you realize like how savage the business is, I was like, I have a blessed life, man. Like after I retired, like I've been figuring it out ever since. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely been a journey in terms of like what's next. I started working different jobs, just hustling. Got married, had kids, like living the married life, and I love it because again, the only people I have anything to owe to is my family. You know what I mean? No fan base. Like I don't care. Like you niggas ain't feeding me. Yeah, I don't care. And like in sports, people be so like invested in you. And then it's like you feel like you owe these people, and it's like, bro, they don't give a fuck about you really outside of what you do on this field. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about your life, your family life for real. They don't care if you struggling for real. Like if you don't go out there and make some plays, score some touchdowns, destroy your body so my son can cheer and worship you, but then we're gonna call you a nigger as soon as we get into the car. Those are some fast niggers, huh? It's wild though. It is definitely wild. Let's look up some news. All right, we got a marijuana moment. Article: Ohio marijuana sales top 3 billion. New state data shows Ohio medical in adult use marijuana sales have officially surpassed $3 billion. New data from the State Department of the DLC. In an update published on Tuesday, DLC Division of Cannabis Control reported 3,36,756,851 dollars in cannabis purchases as of September 13th. That includes about $2.2 billion worth of medical marijuana sales, which was legalized in 2019, and $802 million in recreational sales, which launched in August last year, according to the DCC. 458,292 pounds of plant material and nearly 44.4 million of manufactured products units have been sold since the medical market launched across almost 40 million receipts. There are currently 165 licensed retailers that can serve adults and patients, and the state shows there is 459,408 registered medical cannabis patients and 41,995 caregivers. DCC also said that the average price per gram of cannabis of marijuana is currently $6.55. The state sold about 703 million in recreational cannabis in the law's first year of implementation, according to the DCC data. Voters approved a ballot initiative to legalize adult use marijuana in November 2023, and lawmakers have since taken a series of steps aimed at revising the law. However, that's been met with pushback, and the legislature has so far been unable to reach consensus to meaningfully altering the law. Last-minute disagreements between the House and the Senate Republicans seem to have derailed the plan. After taking public testimony and adopting certain changes, the Senate passed cannabis legislation, SB 56. The House Judiciary Committee ultimately declined to advance the proposal as scheduled at a June hearing, making it so that the measure couldn't advance to the floor vote. Changes approved at the hearing late in May rolled back some of the strict limits included in the version of the measure passed by the Senate in February, including a criminal prohibition on sharing marijuana between adults on private property. In March, a survey of 38 municipalities by the Ohio State University, OSU Morris College of Law, found that local leaders were unequivocally opposed to the earlier proposals that would have stripped the plan's funding. Meanwhile, in Ohio, adults as of June are able to buy more than double the amount of marijuana than they were under previous limits, with the state officials determining that the market can sustainably supply both medical cannabis patients and adult consumers. Governor Mike DeWine in March separately announced his desire to relocate marijuana tax revenue to support police training, local jails, and behavioral health services. He said funding police training was a top priority, even if that wasn't included in what voters passed in 2023. Ohio Senate President has also pushed back against the criticism of the Senate bill, claiming the legislation does not disrespect the will of the electorate and would have little impact on products available in stores. Separately, lawmakers are considering legislation to restrict intoxicating hemp products. DeWine has reportedly asked lawmakers to regulate or ban intoxicating hemp products such as Delta-8 THC. So yeah, Ohio officially hit $3 billion in sales. Obviously, if you look up to the state up north, Michigan, nowhere close to what Michigan is doing, but obviously Ohioans don't care about that right now. A lot of Ohioans are taking their tax dollars up north. Talk to a lot of people, and people are doing monthly trips, man, bi-weekly trips, pulling people together to go up to Michigan. So it's interesting though to me. It's like, why not, fight here to get your laws right? Like, you spending money up there, and I mean, I've been up to Michigan a couple times. They got better weed, cheaper weed. I mean, it's just more, you know what I mean? But it's like, let's work to expand Ohio so you can do that here. But that's how Ohio people are, man. Like, it shit just it don't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, they'd rather go to another state, give your tax dollars to another state, because then when you go up there, you shopping up there, you getting gas up there, you getting food up there, you got the munchies, you gonna go tour they shit. So and then you come back to Ohio and be like, well, Ohio fucking sucks.
And then somebody says Ohio sucks, and you're like, you're not from Ohio, so you can't say Ohio sucks. That's how Ohio people be. Only Ohio people can say Ohio sucks. Like, what? You sound fucking stupid. Well, this is the way that it's always been. Well, it doesn't have to stay that way. Like, move the fuck out the way. Like, and that's the problem too. Like, it's just so many people in the fucking way. And that's like one of white people's biggest issues is like, get the fuck out the way. Like, how was we illegal? Now y'all legalize it. Now white people run like it just I'm confused. So confused. Let's go. I'm just talking shit though. Again, man, thank you to all the followers, all the subscribers. Please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys go follow us on our other platforms. I got it below in the banner. Instagram, Ohio Cannabis Report. Haven't been on X much recently, but on Facebook, TikTok, you can find us on there. We are also on Substack. We are also on, yeah, that's about it right now. Also, follow our nonprofit Green Environmental Outreach, where we focus on all things green. Let me see if I can find another article for y'all. Operation Double Eagle rounds up dozens of weapons and accused violent offenders in Akron. Strap, boy. Local, state, and federal authorities on Thursday brought months of investigation to a close of the roundup of nearly 40 alleged violent criminals and confiscated 46 illegal guns. Crazy. Ba-da-ba. So you go to the DCC website. VCU police remind students of marijuana regulations, release dispensary, and Parish Township police warn parents about Halloween candy containing marijuana. Assaults reported in math teacher allegedly discovered with cocaine, marijuana on school premises. Hey, yo, she had that stuff on her, though. That's crazy. A random drug search reportedly resulted in an arrest of a math teacher who was found with cocaine on her person and marijuana in her car. This Louisiana. I'm about to say it is Ohio, Louisiana. Ann Arbor, making exceptions to keep marijuana dispensaries near schools and businesses. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ann Arbor is carving out exceptions to allow some marijuana dispensaries to operate near schools. City Council voted 10-0 Monday night, September 15, in favor of at least temporarily reducing the 1,000-foot distance requirement to allow dispensaries near schools in two areas. I had to move to Michigan, bro. Middletown's second marijuana dispensary to open at former Chinese restaurant. A longtime Chinese restaurant in Middletown has closed, and a marijuana dispensary will taking its place. Nang's Garden at 2021 and Verity Parkway closed August 14th after 35 years of business. Joan Teef, owner of the restaurant. Let's see there. Saying about the land. It's filed by Inc. That's the thing too. People just be having bread and then just hiring people to do all they work. Our non-profit teams on the business investments. What are y'all doing? That's bad. Third world mob gang member guilty of trafficking over 2,000 pounds of marijuana in Central Ohio sentenced. A member of a violent organized criminal drug organization who was convicted by a federal jury over 1 year ago received a sentence this week, according to the United States Attorney Office. Southern District of Ohio, 36-year-old, I don't know, Columbus, was convicted of conspiring to traffic over 1,000 kilograms of marijuana, firearms offense, and wire fraud related to illegally obtaining COVID-19 pandemic relief funds. Crazy. Pushing that weight. Pushing that weight. Pushing that weight. Pushing that weight. Go to Department of Commerce. Let's see. DCC monthly update. So it's basically the stuff that I just went over. So last updated September 16th. 37 certificates of operation for cultivators, 23 level 1 dual use certificate of operation, 14 level 2. Processors, 46 certificates of operation, 46 dual use. Testing labs, 8 total, 6 dual use, 2 medical only. Dispensaries, 165 dual use certificates of operation. Positions, 538 certificates to recommend. Patients and caregivers numbers. They haven't updated this about a month. So you have 1,187,632 recommendations, 459,408 registered patients. So again, look, this is recommendations. These are the people that are actually registered, right? So it's not even half of the people that got recommendations are registered. I personally do have my medical card. There's no difference between medical and adult use and types of cannabis. There is a little bit of a tax difference in terms of the taxes that you pay. So a little bit cheaper when you're a medical patient. It's a few dollars. 26,013 patients with veteran status, 26,774 patients with indignant status, 1,544 patients with terminal diagnoses, 94,294 patients with both an active registration and an active recommendation, 440,846 unique patients who purchased medical marijuana, 41,995 registered caregivers. Then you have your medical sales began for January 14th, 2019. Non-medical sales began August 6, 2024. Sales figures as of 9/6, September 6, 2025. Pounds of plant material. Non-medical, you have 126,965. Medical, you have 331,341 for a grand total of 458,292 pounds of plant material. Units of manufactured product, 13,537,419 of non-medical, medical, 30,836,091. for a grand total of 44,373,579 units of manufactured product. Total product sales for non-medical, $802,061,626. Medical, you have $2,234,693,637 for a grand total of $3,036,756,851. Total receipts, 11.2 million. Medical, 19.7 million for a grand total of 30.9 million. Plant sales, average per 10th OZ, $18.54. Plant sales average per gram, $6.55. Manufactured sales average $27.03. So that's your latest updates in the Ohio Cannabis Department. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. When y'all watch this, let me know. If you're on here right now, let me know. Obviously, the streets is still, got the gas. We got homegrown Ohio. So this is just what the state is tracking. Obviously, the state can't track what people are doing when they go to Michigan, what people are doing in their homes in terms of home grow, what people are getting shipped to them. Obviously, hemp, Delta 9, Delta 8 products aren't, in that category as well. So this is just, in terms of Ohio's legal cannabis space. So again, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, there's a lot going on. And as fall comes, there will be a lot more movement. Obviously we need a constitutional amendment because right now, as far as the politicians are concerned, especially the GOP, because it's a citizens initiated statute, they can change it if they want to. And they've stated that multiple times. And so as citizens, we just have to understand, like, they're going to do what they're going to do. And so we have to do what we got to do. I would love to bring a class action lawsuit against the state, but folks ain't really about that smoke. Let me see. Also, I'll show you guys. So I'm on the Ohio House of Representatives. If you are into the, like, people got to understand, like, these politicians, like, we all have to be involved. You know what I mean? I get left, right, red, blue, Republican, Democrat, whatever, but things have to be bipartisan. You know what I mean? When you just got one side of the aisle controlling everything, it's not good for everybody. And so, but you can come here and look up the legislation, right? Like, I'll show you. Click here, legislation, and you literally type. We'll type in marijuana because that's what they've been using. So you type in marijuana, it'll bring up the difference. So this is SB 56, sponsor Huffman, it's passed by the Senate. So that was something that we were fighting. Intoxicating hemp, this was a big one. So as you can see, it was introduced to the House, introduced to the Senate, then it moved in the House committee, in the Senate committee, then it moved, reported by the committee, passed by the Senate, and then reported by the committee, and it has to get here. And once it gets to both of these places, it gets sent to the governor, and then it gets signed, and then that's when it's signed into law. So here are the sponsors. The primary sponsor was Stephen Huffman. I'll show this guy's face. He's over, let's see, his district is Senate 5, Piqua, Troy, Newcastle, Eaton. I don't know where this is close to. Let me see. Like Dayton, Springfield. The closest major city would be Cincinnati. So there's on the border of Indiana. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. And then these are the co-sponsors of that bill, the status. So all of this stuff is public information, and people have to start looking at it and holding your politicians accountable for the things that they're voting on, for the things that they're bringing to the legislature to be passed. And so this is one of the things like what we have to do. So this is the testimonies. So these are all of the testimonies testified as a sponsor. So this one that brought that bill. Proponent, meaning they also agreed with the bill. So as you can see, Ohio Prosecuting Attorneys Association, the Ohio Chamber of Commerce, Ohio Poison Control Centers, Preventing Tobacco Addiction Foundation, weedfreekids.org. Like, that's just what. And clearly this person's a doctor. So then, second hearing, look at all these opponent testimonies. Opponent. So you have Tim Johnson, Cannabis Safety First, Chronic Wellness, Ohio Cannabis Live, Anthony Riley. Make sure y'all check out Anthony's page. Gary Daniels, ACLU of Ohio, Eric Whited, Paragon Development Group. You have this financial group, Ohio Grow, Ohio Cannabis Company, Civics Cannabis, Ohio Normal, Muvunu, Fire Rock Self. So look, all of these are opponents of the bill. All these people are going against the bill. So then we had another hearing, the third hearing. Another hella people like Cannabis Live, Ohio Normal, ABTAC, Ohio Cannabis Consumer Coalition, Cannabis Consumer Coalition, Cannabis Consumer Coalition, boo. Ohio Cannabis Company, ABIN, like, wow, that's me right here. GO nonprofit, like, opponent, interested party, opponent, interested, opponent, my goodness. Like, and they stopped the bill. Like, they couldn't go no further with it. Look at where they should stop, right there. Dead. You know what I mean? Let me see. But people be too busy being entertained, man. Like, this shit is real life. And the problem is so many people are just so busy being, foolish. And we don't think this stuff is really a part of our day-to-day life, but it's like, no, you have to be involved. You can't be mad when you're not involved and you don't get supported or you don't get the resources that you need. Okay. Nursing that's new tuition free program. How can I protect children from these? Charges filed against Utah man accused of killing God. Correct prosecution seek to death penalty. Teachers pension board. Yeah, a lot of slow news right now. Like that shit crazy, right? Like, why isn't she with her kids, bro? And she don't even go by her. What? Nah, this is a setup. Erica Lane Kirk is an American businesswoman and podcaster. She won Miss Arizona USA in 2012. She founded Everyday Heroes Like You, a nonprofit supporting underrecognized charities, and hosts a midweek Rise Up podcast. Kirk is the widow of conservative commentator. 2 children. They were married. And they only been married for 4 years. Until his death on September 10th, shortly after which she was named. She's 36. So he was 31. Man, I ain't saying that. So he was 31, she was 36. 5-year difference. Arizona State University, Regis University, Liberty University. Born in 89. Yo, why do you white chicks be doing this, bro? The black eyebrow with the that shit looks stupid. They just be propping people up. A devotional series by Erica Kirk released every Wednesday to provide you with the deep breath of God's got this. Each episode is intentionally prayerfully crafted with words of encouragement to push you, biblical leadership to challenge you, and God breath scripture to posture your heart for the best that's yet to come. Oh, I hate how they used multidimensional philanthropist and social entrepreneur. Erica's fearless spirit mixed with her bold and steadfast face sustains her borderless heart. Aside from her career in the entertainment industry, Erica's most passionate about her ministry, Bible in 365, and purpose-driven clothing line, Proclaim. Currently, she is pursuing a doctorate in biblical studies. We believe there is one God who internally exists as 3 persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We believe that all things were created by God. If all things were created for by God, we affirm that a person is saved only by faith through the atoning and sacrifice of Jesus Christ. I stand with the faces we instead feels patient for my mom. Please, please, Christian, please come up. Drip release, bro. Oh, these people are so cringe. So cringe.
What up, Prophet? Yeah. She say, "Do you love me?" Oh.
This shit's so terrible, bro. Yeah, shit, they doing a whole thing, boy. 6,000 subscribers. Look, she ain't done what? She do a video every day. 3 days. She not even reading these joints. So these motherfuckers is really just trying to be entertainers for real. Cause I ain't never even heard of these people, bro. What's the fuck? Oh, let's watch my guy, bro. I'm getting some real shit. Y'all go check out my guy, Mastermind, Ohio Cannabis Live. See if he got any latest video. I think I was in a video with him on one of these joints. Might have been this one.
Very much your boy Mastermind here for Ohio Cannabis Live, coming to you live from the Ohio State House, trying to keep everybody up to date, informed on the latest things that are happening here with the legislator in Ohio, how legislators are trying to revise, amend the Issue 2 law that legalized cannabis for adults over 21. Ohio voters voted for legal cannabis in Ohio, and I have testified. Over 40 people showed up today to testify to basically say this isn't the one. And we need to work on something. We do need to make some tweaks to our program to ensure success and ensure that Ohio is a winner. So if you want Ohio to win, keep watching Ohio Cannabis Live.
Put
Make sure you visit
booby
my
in.
website, Ohio Cannabis.
You want Ohio to win? Put booby in.
Here to try out. This is Zach's Cakes by Certified out of Dayton, Ohio. All right, let's see. Zach's Cake Certified Cultivators pre-roll.
Smoking on some of that Pac-Man.
Let me see. All right, I got about 9 seconds.
Picked
It's
up a
hitting
little
real
bit of this
smooth.
Pac-Man.
I like the strain.
Donkey
It's all right.
OG.
To slide this in here. So I want to talk about the effects of this after I've been hitting this. First of all, it's burning pretty slow. Been smoking it for about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And I feel like effects starting to set in. Is it some sleeper? Nah. Is it some heavy hitter? It's decent. If you like cake strains, you probably will like it. All right, we're going over the whole minute. We're gonna go into the 3 minute on this video, and we're gonna look at. There's a oil ring. It's there. Flavors.
Picked up a little bit of this.
Yeah, I taste some flavor. If you're new, like, subscribe, follow, share. Cost of pre-roll, under $20. Where did I get this pre-roll from? Bloom Dispensary, located in Columbus, Ohio. Would I buy another one? Maybe I might just buy the whole 2.8. Strain's decent. There's our ash. You can see how it is. There's our oil rings, getting a little bit more oilier. On the scale of the mastermind scale, which goes from 1 to 100, where do I rate this pre-roll? I'm going to say I'm going to hit it with the 85 out of 100. So I'm at the end. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out my website, OhioCannabisLab.com. And the final analysis is this is all right. Here to try out. This is Zach's Cakes by Certified out of Dayton, Ohio. All right, let's see. Zach's Cake Certified Cultivators pre-roll. Let me see. All right, I got about 9 seconds. It's hitting real smooth. I like the strain. It's all right. To slide this in here. So I want to talk about the effects of this after I've been hitting this. First of all, it's burning pretty slow. Been smoking it for about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And I feel like effects starting to set in. Is it some sleeper? Nah. Is it some heavy hitter? It's decent. If you like cake strains, you probably will like it. All right, we're going over the whole minute. We're going to go into the 3 minute on this video. And we're going to look at, there's a oil ring. It's there. Flavors. Yeah, I taste some flavor. If you're new, like, subscribe, follow, share. Cost of pre-roll, under $20. Where did I get this pre-roll from? Bloom Dispensary, located in Columbus, Ohio. Would I buy another one? Maybe I might just buy the whole 2.8. Strain's decent. There's our ash. You can see how it is. There's our oil rings, getting a little bit more oilier. On the scale of the mastermind scale, which goes from 1 to 100,
Where do I rate this pre-roll? I'm gonna say I'm gonna hit it with the 85 out of 100. So I'm at the end.
Hey, look, Ohio.
Make sure you like, subscribe, check out my website, OhioCannabisLife.com. And the final analysis is.
Hey, look, Ohio. We have pre-rolls now.
This is all right. Give it a try out.
So just basically, we're going to talk about some basic things because people talk about how does cannabis affect government and what all comes with that and how a bill becomes a law. This is all very important because we can't talk about wanting to expand cannabis and getting more Black men particularly involved with it unless we know what actually has to happen for this to occur. So we're going to talk about how a bill becomes a law. We're also going to talk about actually researching a bill. Where is it at? How to look at where it's at in the committee. And we're going to look at some bills that I've introduced that have to do with cannabis and also about the hemp industry and about potentially having a lobby day. So I won't hold you guys too long because sometimes this can be boring and unboring at the same time. So the first thing is that how does a bill become a law? It's always a big question to ask. The first thing you have to understand is that we have these wonderful lawyers. It's probably about 40 of them, and they're called our legislative service commissions. They're a group of lawyers that basically all they do is write the bill. So if I say, hey, I want to make the sky blue, they will legally, in legal terms, write it out to make it a bill that's legal, that actually makes sense legally. I'm not a lawyer by trade, and most of my colleagues at the State House are not lawyers, because that's also another question I get from a lot of people. Hey, you're not a lawyer. How can you make laws? It's because we have this wonderful staff of nonpartisan people that actually write the bills itself, and we will actually give them the idea and what the bill should be including, and they will actually expand it to make sure that it's legal within itself. So they're called LSC. If you have a bill idea, you can almost go to almost any legislator, no matter if they're in the Senate or in the House, and say, hey, can you go to LSC and have them draft this bill for me? Most of us who, if we're a decent person, we will have no issues drafting that for you. So after it's draft, and is what part of it that was not included on here, we would normally have interest party meetings. Interest party meetings are so important because during an interest party meeting, you will take it to everyone in theory that will be affected by that. So if you're talking about cannabis, you would take it to patients, you would take it to distributors and producers and manufacturers. You will also take it to people who are on possibly the medical cannabis board and get people's input so we can make sure that when the bill actually is introduced in committee, there is as little feedback or pushback as possible. Once you get done with the actual interest party meeting is when you actually introduce the bill to the State House. We have this clerk's office, and that's when they actually put a bill number on it. It goes from being like just a draft to an actual bill. So a bill is actually when you have actual number assigned to the bill. Here in the state of Ohio, we have about 700 bills that have been introduced since this General Assembly started. Our General Assemblies always start in January of the odd year. So we're about to be at the end of our General Assembly right now. So after it's been introduced, you will actually go and have it introduced into a committee. So one of the bills that we're going to discuss with mine has been introduced to the Health Committee. And so when you're looking at a bill, it would be introduced. The chairman would decide when they want the bill for the first hearing, which is always the sponsor testimony. And the sponsor testimony is literally the committee hearing where the legislator, it could be a representative or a senator, depending on what chamber the person's in, actually has a committee hearing. This committee hearing is just for them. No one else gets to normally come speak at it except for the legislator. And then we will
This is one
have
of the videos
proponent
on
and
our website
opponent
or on our
testimony.
YouTube, so you
If you're
guys can come
lucky, you will have a
check that
chairperson
out.
that will allow you to
I
have the
think it's
sponsor
important for people to
testimony
understand
as
how
well
the
as a
government works
proponent and
at
the
the state
opponent
level.
testimony all at one time.
Um,
But if you have a more traditional
but yeah,
chairperson, which we
I'm about
have
to
a lot
go
of traditional conservative chairs at the
turn it
state
down
house,
tonight.
they will make you
I
have
appreciate y'all for
at
tuning
least
in
three
again. Make sure y'all
hearings,
like, comment,
where one will
subscribe.
be the sponsor testimony, which is just
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, show love. And until next time, I'll probably be on tomorrow or this weekend. Peace.